Video, man. So this video we doing the power rankings. So, um, this gonna be a serious video. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, all jokes aside, I want this to be a serious video because I think last time we did the power rankings was like the first 2 weeks. So it's been a minute since we've done the power rankings. Like, to be fair, like it's been a hot minute. So, um, do I want to pull up the old power rankings? Let me pull up the old power rankings. What's this? Oh, dang, that's a minute ago. Wait, downloads. Does it go here? Let's do power rankings. This is why I hate MacBooks. Like, this is why I hate MacBooks. What is this, bro? Power ranking. Is this it? Okay, this is it. The reason why I want to bring up this one is because I want to compare it to the new one. I bet. So I want to compare it to the new one. Hopefully everyone can see this. So the first time we did the power ranking video, yeah, let me do it like that. The first time we did the power ranking video, you had London is Red was on top. Dang. Okay. London is Red was on top, right? Primetime City was second. Beyond was third, right? Now the top three has changed drastically. Beyond is first place. Serial winner second. Wash United is third. So I believe this was between week 1 and 3, which is this one to my left. And then now you got currently week 7. I think this was given to me week 6 last week. Now you got Beyond, Serial Winner, and Wash United as your top 3. So the only person that remained in the top 3 is one person in a span of 3 to 4 weeks, yeah? And there was like a discussion in the chat, like whether there's dark horses or not. And Daniel was like, "Nah, you only have good teams and bad teams, right?" And I know he's joking, right? But I kind of want to dig and do like a deep analysis into all of this, right? So, the teams I want to highlight are. I want to try and highlight every single team, right? Chris is disrespectful. He put next season dead in the middle. He kept them there, right? So Daniel has dropped 4 places, according to Chris, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's dropped 4 places. So he went from second all the way to 5th. You know what I'm trying to say? Chris has dropped 9 places, right? Cornelius has dropped 4 places. I have dropped 1 place, right? Trigger Happy has gone up 2 places, right? Ain't Noah Stopping It went from 5th to 7th, yeah? And some people, their teams are dead. Like, let's just, before I even get into the schedule, right? Let's just look at everyone's team. Because I actually want this to be like a deep, detailed analysis. So we start with Larry's team, right? At the beginning of the season, I said one thing. I said that the thing about Larry is when he goes on his ghost mode, can Mariano hold the fort? You know what I'm trying to say? Can Mariano take next season management to that next level while Larry's gone? Me personally, I don't think he will and he can. Because I've seen it. Like, you got this, and this is what usually happens. the injuries. Once Larry gets injuries, he starts going out. And this right here, yeah. So I had this suspended thing with Miles Bridges. Anthony has it with John Morant. I'm telling you, when you have this suspended player on your roster, yeah, it's the worst thing ever because he takes up a roster spot. You can't put him in the IR, and essentially you're handicapped. You're playing with a red card every single week, right? So now there's a decision to be made. Are you gonna drop Draymond Green or not? I don't think they're gonna drop Draymond Green, and because they're not gonna drop Draymond Green, that means they're gonna be down a roster spot. Zach LaVine is probably out another 2 more weeks, which is 2 matchups. Bam. Let's hear the latest news on Bam. He's been ruled out. Will be unlit for his fit. He doesn't even have a timetable for his return yet. So he could be out for another 2 weeks as well. So you have Bam, Zach, and LaVine out. You have Draymond Green out, right? The thing is, his team should still be good enough. You still have Giannis, Fred, McCollum, Nick Claxton, and Halliburton, right? Like, his team is really good. But my thing is just about the team management. I feel like when you miss guys like Bam and Zach, and then you have a suspended player on your roster, I don't know if they're going to be winning how they should be winning. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if they're going to be winning how they should be winning, right? Now Chris is taking the lead in the matchup. So you look at Goodfellas, right? I don't know the history of Cornelius' injuries. I don't know if he's had bare injuries. I think at one point he did have a couple of injuries, right? But relatively speaking, he has a good team. Relatively speaking, he's got Shea, De'Aaron, Jaren, Brandon Ingram, right? That's a nice core. Miles Turner, I can't forget Miles Turner, which is a nice core, right? The question over on Cornelius' side is whether he's active enough. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, are you making trades? Are you making the acquisitions? Staying active. You know what I'm trying to say? That's always been the question. Then you go to prime time, right? Let's not forget. Prime time was second place. And now prime time is fifth. He's gone down 4 places. So his roster has obviously changed since then. That's inevitable, right? So what I'm basically trying to do here is look at everyone's team. Then when I look at everyone's team and analyze the teams, then we're going to go to the schedule because the schedule plays a big factor. You get me? So then he don't really have any important players out. I mean, Malcolm Brogdon is actually a big deal because he is the starting point guard for Portland, right? But in terms of everything else, he doesn't. My honest opinion, when I'm looking at Daniel's stats, he's really, really good at blocks, right? And it's like, I just don't think. I remember a couple seasons ago when I picked all point guards, right? I had all point guards. So I was really good at assists, good at okay at points, good at like threes and stuff. My field goals were down, my free throws were down, and my team wasn't good because my team wasn't balanced. I think the issue with Daniel's team is they're not balanced, meaning that you have Wemmy, who is great at blocks. You have Chet, who's good at blocks. Lively's good at blocks. Şengün, like Clint Capella's good at blocks. But guess what? You don't have anyone on your team that can get you like 15 assists. You know what I mean? You have guys that can get you high rebounds and high blocks, right? You don't have anyone on your team, let's say Harden, who shoots a nice free throw percentage. You don't have anyone on your team who can average you about close to 30 points a game. You get what I'm trying to say? You don't have a 3-point specialist. James Harden isn't a 3-point specialist anymore. So it's like your team is lopsided into certain categories, which is why I noticed that if you looked at the stats, you can pull up the stats as well. You pull up the stats, he has some of the worst field goal and free throw percentages, right? His 3-pointers are low, but guess what? He has 50 blocks, 40 steals, 280 rebounds, right? The 10 double doubles, right? But my scary thing about it is that I kind of feel like it's too lopsided because if you go into matchups and it's like you've lost these two categories against the better teams, you're not gonna win. That's what I'm saying. Like you're not gonna win against the better teams losing these two categories week in week out. That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna win because okay, let's compare like Bjorn. Bjorn is number one, right? So Bjorn beats you in these three right here. He beats you in these three. So automatically he knows Malik knows he beats Daniel in field goals, free throws, and 3 pointers, right? So now he only needs to win two more categories to beat you. That's it. Because you're not good at threes, you're not good at free throws, you're not good at field goal. He only needs two more, right? So he already beats you in rebounds as well. But you know what the crazy thing is? If I look at Bjorn's team, he doesn't have as much big men as you, but yet he's grabbing more rebounds than you, which should not make sense, right? And you're overloading on the big men, right? And then with the assists, he grabs more assists than you. The steals, you grab the same amount of steals, and obviously you beat him in blocks. You have Wemmy and Chet and Clint. And then he still beats you in double doubles and he demolishes you in points. And that's against the number one guy. You know what I'm trying to say? So we look at someone who isn't number one. Charlie's number 8, and you are number 5 now, right? So Charlie's number 8. He automatically beats you in these three. So now Charlie just needs to win two more, and he's already done that. He beats you in assists, and he even beats you in steals, and he demolishes you in points. He doesn't even his blocks are good enough to beat everyone else apart from Noah, and he doesn't need to care about blocks or double doubles, right? And this is what you call balanced, right? So who's number 2 on the list? Serial winner, right? So even though his percentages are bad, they're still better than yours. You know what I mean? So he beats you in these three, right? Oh, he lost in this, but guess what? That's 4. You guys draw in this. Bang. He lost in this, but guess what? He beats you. And it's and you can see how what I'm trying to say is that if I go to Charlie's team now, he only has one big man, which is Brook Lopez. Which and then he has power forwards and small forwards. And then he has some guards. Right? So he doesn't have a lot of big men, but he has a quite good fair amount of forwards and a fair amount of guards. Right? You have I think the most big men. Who's number 3? Rico. I don't even think Rico had a good week. But let's see how he fared. Where's his team? Jesus. Where's this guy's team, bro? Yao Boys, I think it's this one, Yao Boys Basketball Club. So, is it this? Yo, no, this is Anthony. Anthony Trigger Happy. Yeah, this is Rico. So Rico somehow got worse free field goal percentage than you, but guess what? He still beats you in free throws and 3 pointers, so he's 2-1 up, right? He beats you in assists, 3-1 up. You beat him in rebounds, that's 3-2. He loses here, loses here, loses here, and wins here. So he has 1, right? 2, 3, 4. So he loses, that's 4, right? And then you have 5. So you just beat him. And the reason why you just beat him is because for once you actually won the field. You won one of the 3 of this. So you see like the theme I'm trying to get. So you come against a team that's not as good as yours, which is, let's say, my team, right? Even my team's not as good as yours because I'm ranked 12, you're ranked 5, right? So that's a significant difference. But I still beat you inside. I have in the standings, in the actual standings, I'm actually top 4 in field goal percentage, right? But I still lose in the field goal. But I still win in 2-1 on you, right? I lose to you in assists and rebounds. I beat you in assist. I lose here. I lose here, but I win here, right? So you're telling me, like, this is just honest analysis, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm only losing 5-4 to you, but I'm the last seed. And the only reason why I'm losing 5-4 is because my team decided to have a bad shooting week. But if I'm playing against you knowing that your team sucks at field goals, right? I already know what to focus. So let's say if I have my actual average field goal percentage, I'm still beating you this week, despite you having insane block numbers, insane double-double numbers, and steal numbers. I still beat you this week because my team is just more balanced, right? And then Goodfellas, right? Goodfellas beats you in all 3 of these. So that's 3-zip. He loses here, and steals he loses here, and he wins in points. So you only beat Goodfellas 5-4, and these are bottom 3 teams, my guys, right? These are bottom 3 teams, yeah. And the only reason why the only reason why he has a chance is because he knows against Daniel I'm winning these 3 categories. So what else can I do to beat him? Okay, I know I can't beat him in blocks. I know I have him in points. Maybe I can pick up some steal guys or assist guys. But I would rather go for steals. Because the assist numbers, I don't know, like they're really bad. Then who's the third team? Trigger happy bench warmers, right? He wins 2-1 here against you, right? Then he beats you here. So you only beat him 5-4 too. Like it's a constant thing. And all he has to do is focus a steals and then he beats you. But he does not even have Ja Morant. So these assist numbers, they're not real. These still not, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, and then London is red, last one. So he has horrible field goal free throws too, which is why I believe he's actually in the bottom. Right? And like I said in the other video, Tyler Hero being gone is like Achilles heel for him. Because with Tyler Hero, his free throws are not this low. So you have this. So he beats you 2-1 as well, right? You beat him here in rebounds, assists, and steals, and blocks, and double doubles. He beats you in points. So that's 1, 2, 4. No, 1, 2. I said 1, 2, 4. That's 3. So you beat him 6-3, right? But the reason why I'm doing this, yeah, is just to show that your team, like, the reason why your team dropped from the top 2 to 5 is because in the beginning, I believe your team was more balanced. Now your team is very, very lopsided. If I look at Bjorn's team and I compare him to my team, he beats me in field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and points. He has more points than me, more double doubles, more blocks, no more steals, more assists, and more rebounds. Everything is balanced from top to bottom. If I compare it to Charlie's team, right? He beats Charlie in 2 of the 3. Then he beats him in rebounds. He doesn't win in assists, but he doesn't win in steals. He doesn't win in blocks, but he wins in double doubles and he loses in points. So I'm just painting a picture, man, because it's like people are saying some teams are good, some teams are not, and some people are talking about dark horses. Yeah, some teams just had a bad start, and that's it. Charlie at one point had bare injuries. Some teams just had a bad start. But this is Charlie up against number 1 rank, and I think Charlie beats him this week. Could he take? Think Charlie beats Malik this week? Does he? Let's go. 1, no, 2, 3, 4, 5. Charlie beats Malik this week. But Malik's team is still good. That's not me saying Malik's team's not good. Because in the matchups as well, you got, like, I'm going to give Malik the benefit of the doubt that he's going to make acquisitions for Charlie's team. So, again, these stats, they're hard to sometimes quantify because people do make acquisitions tailored to beat a specific team. Like, we cannot negate that. But what you can say is that certain teams are lopsided. I believe James Harden isn't the guy we thought. I mean, a lot of us knew he's not going to be that guy. But Jamal Murray is good, but he's not a high assist guy. And he's injured most of the time, right? So when you look at Daniel's team, his best players are his big men. And his guards are not that good. His guards are not that good. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to harp too much on one team. But moving on to Chris's team, he has been dealt with the injury plague, right? And I think his record is 2-5, right? So his record is not good because of the injury plague. And honestly, I think that it could be looking worse for him. And the reason why it's not looking too bad is because you have like two other people that are 205 as well, right? So next season has taken the lead back in the series, right? So here's Chris's problem. You pick Ben Simmons, who's injury prone. Mark Williams isn't injury prone. Tyler Hero usually gets an injury almost every season. Last year he broke his hand. George Paul is injury prone as well, right? So the issue Chris has been facing is that once he just gets Tyler Hero back, for me, when I look at his team, once he gets Tyler Hero back, his team is on the right track. That's just me. Get Tyler Hero back, your team is on the right track. That's just me. And if I compare his team to Daniel's team, so he has a good big man in Karl-Anthony Towns. He has a good forward in Tatum. And another one in George. Then he has a good guard inside Tyler Hero. And when Ben Simmons was playing, he was playing good. And that's balance. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's balance. You know what I mean? And then I look at Charlie's team. This team is quite an anomaly too, because I don't understand how he's grabbing such high rebounds with only one real center. That's what's confusing for me, is the fact that he's grabbing like he has one center, but yet he's grabbing such high rebounds, right? So Charlie has a really good point guard. He has a top 3-point guard. He has some of the best forwards in the league. He has Lillard, he has DeRozan, he has James. He has another good point guard in Rozier. He's got Zion Williamson, who's alright. So there's some sort of a balance. I think further down the line, he may need to get another big. But Charlie does his thing, you know what I mean? So we don't need to worry about all of that. You know what I'm trying to say? Liverpool. This one here, he's been a wild card. And honestly, oh dang, low battery. Honestly, props to him because he's doing his thing. Right now, he's beaten Syria winner 7-2, right? And we're going to discuss that too. And he has LaMelo injured. So he's doing that with LaMelo injured. But why is he doing that? Because his team is somewhat balanced. He has a fair amount of okay point guards. DeJounte is really good. His big men aren't that good, but he has a good shooting guard, a nice forward that can shoot threes. Daniel Gafford, I think he's one of the better big men because he gets those blocks. And then he has Franz Wagner and Damian Lillard. Like, his team is balanced. You know what I mean? So, because his team is so balanced, he's a tough guy to beat. It's just that simple. He's a tough guy to beat. And that's why when I'm looking at Daniel's team, I was like, how do you drop that much? Is because you have Wemmy, you have Chet. The question you need to ask is, can I trade Chet for a really good guard? And the answer is yes, you can, right? And it's like, what are you losing? You're not losing much. Or do I trade Clint Capella for a good guard? Do I trade even a forward, man? Like, because at the end of the day, it's like when you play against the really, really good teams, their teams are hella balanced. So it's like they can grab really good rebounds too. They get good steals. They get good assist numbers. You know what I mean? So if your team is too lopsided to one area, they beat you. Like for example, you're playing against Chris, who has Tatum. Chris has a guy that can drop 40 points, 3 games in 1 week. You don't have that guy. And that's the difference between it being balanced versus it being lopsided. You get me? This right here is suspended, you know what I mean? And like I said, he's been playing with a red card and he has a 3-4 record. And that's with a red card. So it's like when Ja Morant comes back next week and Evan Mobley is healthy, this team is going to be scary, my guys. I don't think he's made much. I don't think he's made a trade. So this team will be scary. That's just my opinion. And that's why I say like some teams are looking good because other teams are facing injuries, right? But some teams aren't meant to be because some teams are meant to have the record they have because of injuries other teams have. And I think Malik said that. And some teams are meant to have the record they have despite there even being injuries. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's a whole shabazzle. It's a whole shabazzle. Um, with Rico's team, it's kind of weird because he was an S tier, but he has a 3-3 record. You know what I mean? And he hasn't really had much of an injury bug. Like Desmond Bain being injured compared to LaMelo Anthony is two different horses. You know what I mean? So with Rico, it's like I don't know. The team is really good and the team is hard to beat. But for me, it's like when you have Jokic, Julius Randle, Stephen Curry, some things are not clicking and you need to find the answer. But then again, if you look at Rico's team, where is it? But his free throws are not that bad. Well, not this week. But he's not really, yeah, like, so that's what I'm trying to say, like, whew. Yeah, his team, because he has a good point guard, he has a good center, and he has a good forward, and he has Desmond Bain still a good guard. If anything, he could do a package deal to get another really good guy where he does like a 2-for-1 or something. You know what I mean? But his team is still really good. That's the thing. But then again, he has an empty spot here and an empty spot here, which makes me think, does he even have a full roster? I don't even think he has a full roster. Like what? Then ain't no stopping this. This team right here for me is kind of frustrating because I feel like Yo's team can be a lot better than what it is, but it's just lack of activity. I think his team can be a lot better than what it is. It's just lack of activity. Simply, he's 3-4, and like again, I'm gonna go over the schedule. He's 3-4. Larry Markin is injured. Aiton's injured, but you still have Paolo Banchero, who has been good this year. Like, look at these stats, man. He's averaging basically 20. Like, you still have Paolo Banchero. You still have Siakam. You have Quickly. You have Sabonis, Kuzma, Barnes, and like, I just don't think the squad's being managed well. I think it's on this one. It's the manager, man. I think it's the manager because like now you're losing to Cornelius, who people think his team's not that good, but Cornelius has Shea, Miles, Triple J, um, Fox. But guess what? Who has the best player in the series? Cornelius. So who has the upper edge? Cornelius. Why? Because he has the best player. And if I'm gonna be 10 toes, now that I'm with fantasy, because when I drafted my team, I picked Lillard number 1 and KD number 2. I'm now knowing that Sabonis isn't a first round pick. He's just not a first round pick. He's not. He's a second round pick. And I think that's an issue of Joe's team, is that he doesn't actually have a first round pick. Because Sabonis is not a first round pick. You can argue with me all you want, but when you have Giannis dropping 64, you have Doncic doing 42, you have Jokic doing 42s, and Sabonis, I don't think he's, even Jason Tatum doing 42. Sabonis has had one 30-point game this whole season, whereas Shea has had double-digit 30-point games. De'Aaron Fox has had double-digit. You have Doncic, Jokic, even Devin Booker, even KD. I can count more. Anthony Davis has been going crazy. Like, Wemby has had more 30-point games than Sabonis. So, like, he's not a first-round pick. And that's what I think the issue there is that he's not a first-round pick. Because now, Joel is 7th, and I think he's going to go all the way down to 9th. Even actually, he's going down to 10, 11. I don't see him winning in a while. And then Champion's in trouble, man. I'm telling you guys, this man's in trouble. He was meant to send me a trade. He didn't send me a trade. I looked at my phone. I'm like, how are you going to tell me you're sending me a trade? You don't send me a trade. That's another thing, man. The culture. We need to retain our heritage inside this fantasy and our integrity. You can't tell someone that you're sending them a trade and you don't send them a trade. That's a violation. It's a violation. And this is why I don't consider Champion a threat. Like, yeah, he's 5-2, whoopie-doo-dee-dee-doo. But you got John Collins injured. Caris LeVert is healthy. But yet, he's not on. But John Collins on. And you want to have a 5-2 record in this league. You're going down. It's that simple. You are going down. Because again, on this team, there's no first round pick. Like, I'm telling you, the error I made is I didn't, like, Lillard, yeah. Lillard in Portland is a first round pick. Lillard in Bucks, we don't know yet. We don't know yet because Lillard hasn't been playing his best basketball. What we're seeing right now is Lillard's clone. Like, that's not Damian Lillard. So, if I had known that I would have received his clone, I would have picked LaMelo first and KD, and my team would have been fine from the onset. Why? Because I have a first-round pick. Even Stephen Curry, I have a first-round pick. But with Lillard, we don't know if he's a first-round pick yet. Champion don't have a first-round pick. You don't. Mikal Bridges is not a first-round pick. Maxi's not a first-round pick. Gobert is not a first-round pick. Anthony Edwards is not a first-round pick. So when you play against a healthy Chris's team, when he has a first-round pick, you are going to lose. You're going to lose to Charlie. Why? He has a first-round pick. You're going to lose to Malik. Why? You already lost to him. Why? He has a first-round pick. He arguably has 2 first-round picks. But you don't have one. Even now, Anthony Edwards is not injured, but he's on your IR. And you want to win inside this league? You're going down, bro. Wait, let me see where you're at. Right now, you're number 2. In a couple of weeks, you're going to be at number 8, number 7, my guy. When we look at that schedule, you're not going to be there for too long. That's the honest truth. You can't. Inside Funky Lads Fantasy, sponsored by NBA4Free.com. You cannot afford to make those little kid errors. I'm telling you. This is a league, yeah, where I've seen People construct new teams on a weekly basis to defeat their opposition. It's that much dedication. It's that much we put into this. Like the money you make on this is enough to buy your girl a Louis V bag. And it's no cap. So this thing is not like a joke. That's why for me, yeah, I kind of get annoyed when people join and they take a casual approach. Like honestly, I would rather it be 10 people and every single one of us 10 people are serious and are active than have a league with two or one person idle and not doing nothing. Because the transactions, the flow is not it's not flowing right. Because when you have a dead spot, it interrupts everything. It interrupts everything, right? Malik is good. His team is good, man. I can't lie. I think his team's really balanced. He has great guards. He has Kyrie Irving. Yeah, he has Kyrie Irving. Dennis Schroeder's actually good. Jalen Brunson's good. He has Alan Vukovic and Davis. He's power forwards. He's got Kevin Durant. Like this is a really balanced team. We haven't seen the full Kyrie yet because some idiot wants to jump on his leg. But that's okay. I think Malik is good. I think he's good. I think knowing Malik, he's always there's one thing I love because he understands the metrics and the dynamics and the algorithm and the equations that need to be done to have a good team in this fantasy. Because with Malik, he knows that everyone is expendable, but some of you man have worse records than him, but you don't want to trade Sabonis. I don't get it. And so, like, let Sabonis be free, my guy. Just let the guy be free. But what I want to do now is, what is this nonsense on my screen, man? No one cares about hockey. So what I want to do now is I kind of just want to compare the weeks. So I don't know when we did the last power ranking video, but I'm gonna go all the way to week 4, right? Actually, I'll go to week 3. So yeah, perfect. So I lost 8-1, right? Week 3, Miles Bridges was still on my suspended list. Damian Lillard was horrible. But yeah, I got demolished. Right? Simply put, I just got beat. Beyond beat, washed. You know what I mean? Um, Charlie actually lost to Cornelius. That's interesting. Wow. Liverpool beat London is Red. This was one of the crazy matchups. This was a crazy matchup. 3 points and 1 3-pointer. This is when Chris's team was really good. He had no injuries, and this is Liverpool, where his team's. Don't forget, this guy's team's auto drafted too. It's auto drafted. I'm sorry, I just have to pull it out there. Then you have next season beaten, ain't no one stopping it. And Prime beaten. So I'm giving you guys a picture here. So who's my top 3 or my top guys? Okay. So you're playing Larry next season management team and Cole played against a bye week. Liverpool actually played against a tough opponent and got a W. In my opinion, Cornelius is not a walkover and Charlie lost. That's respect. Malik got his only loss from Wash United. Champion of his 5 wins played against a rubbish team. My team was rubbish. And Daniel got a bye week as well. Right? Let's go to week 4. Because we got to know who guys are playing against to get the ranking that they gain. Daniel had another bye week. He had another bye week. But look, I want to... See, when I talk... See, look at this, yeah? Didn't I analyze this thing in the recent stats where I beat him 2-1 and he's above average in his field goals, right? But look, it's 5-4. You guys see what I'm trying to say? It should not be 5-4 if I have a suspended player and my team is rubbish. But I won 2 of the 4. And the thing is, I don't think at this point his team was that lopsided. But I'm just letting you guys know, like, what I'm saying, I'm not actually chatting crap. Because look at it right here. Almost identical stats. Like, look at his stats. It's actually literally almost identical. 10 double doubles, 10 double doubles. He has even more points. 6 something. Right? 41 steals. He has 40. 42 blocks, 50. His assist numbers are down. Rebounders, 272, 280. It's almost like an eye for an eye. Almost an eye for an eye. The only thing here is this number is not real anymore. It's down. So if with his new field goal percentage, I would have beat him this week. And that's when my team's not good. So Charlie's 4 losses, yeah. So deep it. Charlie's played against Cornelius, who's a good team. Now he's playing against Bjorn, who's the best team, right? That's 2 of his losses. So Charlie has played against really good opposition. And he got slapped. Sorry, Charlie. Now Chris, this is when his team starts to fall. Injuries. Plays against, this is where the injuries start. Now he got dismantled by Rico. So he's played against Liverpool, a really good team. Now Rico, a really good team. That's 2 of the 5 losses. Yeah. Goodfellas loses to Liverpool. Great team. 2 bye weeks against each other. No one cares. The first time, like, this is next season, yeah? Now you're playing against the second best team and you got slapped. But the other week, who you played against? Week 3. Week 3, you had a bye week and you won. Right? So when you actually play against a good opponent, you lost. Now let's keep going. I lose again. Right? I've lost again. So I played against Daniel. I played against the top 2 guy. I lost to a bye week. I've lost. Bjorn versus London's Red. Chris injury woes continue. So now Chris has played against Liverpool, Bjorn, and Washed. Now let's look at the power rankings. He's played against Bjorn, Liverpool, and Washed. He's played against 3 of the top 5 guys. So like, look at his schedule is, he has a hard schedule. Charlie dismantles Liverpool, right? And this is where Charlie's team starts to pick up. So even Charlie, look at his story. He's played against Bjorn, I believe. He's now played against Liverpool, 2 of the top 5 guys. That's why his record is like this. Now, Washington United does his thing. Serial winner, bye week. Larry finally wins a game. Well, he beats someone that is a respectable opponent. But these guys are 5 and 6 on the power rankings. They're 5 and 6. You know what I mean? Then the week before that, week 6. Yo, like, respectfully, my guy. I ain't gonna say nothing, but I had a lovely matchup against Liverpool. It was a tough matchup. Bye week. Primetime losers. Like I'm telling you guys, Cornelius' team is good. I need Cornelius to be active because his team is actually good. And Cornelius losing all of these categories. Yeah. Larry played against another top opponent, and guess what? He couldn't win. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? They can beat the rubbish people, but they struggle against the good people. Chris injury woes, loses again. Another top opponent. Vancouver, he wins his bye week. But you guys seeing the narrative. Chris has had a harder schedule, and he's 2 and 5. Larry's had an easier schedule. Right, and he's 4 and 2. Like, he should have this record. But I'm not saying I think next season management and Cole, they have a great team, but I don't think they have proven that they're actually a great team, despite us saying they have a really great team. Because Malik, I can without a doubt say he has a really good team. Why? He's beat serial winner. Why? He's beat he lost to Wash United, but he's played against. You know what I'm trying to say? Serial winner has played against a lot of teams that aren't good. He's played against me. He's played against Chris, injury woes. and he's had the bye week as well. You know what I mean? So when Malik in the chat was saying that, nah, there's lots of dark horses, this is what he's talking about, because a lot of the time we're not factoring the schedule. We just have recency biases. And yo, this video is long. But now we go to next week. I beat Cornelius. This is not even a proper week. Liverpool wins his bye week. Rico's team is just too inconsistent for me. You can't be winning and losing, winning. You can't beat Malik 7-2, then lose to, like, wow, okay. A test. This is, I believe, um first like proper test. Charlie's team at this point. But then again, this is the in-season tournament. So this is only two, every team's playing twice. But you still get the win. So I have to give it to you. You still get the win. A win is a win, right? So respectfully. But now you guys understand why Charlie has a 3-4 record. Because he's played against a lot of the top guys that their teams are actually good and their teams are proven. And he's not just playing against the bye weeks. You know what I mean? So now in the later weeks, Charlie's record, if you see his record go up a lot, don't be surprised, because he's had to play against the tough guys already. Whereas if you see Larry, next season management and Cole, their record go down, is because they're no longer going up against the bye weeks. And now they have proper injury issues. If you see Serial Winner going down, it's because the team was never good. I stand on it. The team was never good. And now they get, and now the light is being shone. So now we go into this current week. I'm against Wash United, a great matchup. Cornelius is gonna win his bye week. Prime time versus Vancouver. This is a central matchup because Prime time is 5th, Vancouver is 8th. This matchup for me, Charlie wins this matchup. He's back. He's fully back. He's fully back. Like fully back. Because now he's dead even 500 record. And I just expect him to continue winning. London is Red has taken the lead again. If next season management Cole lose this matchup, in my personal opinion, I've lost all respect for this team. If you cannot beat Chris without Tyler Hero and Mark Williams, stop talking in the chat. Stop. Bjorn has a bye week. This is Anthony's last bye week until John Morant comes back. Serial Winner, this is the beginning of the end. It's the beginning of the end. Liverpool, the team is good. When LaMelo comes back, this guy's team, I'm happy I've already beat him. Because when I play him again, I know I'm going to have to make adjustments again. I'm happy I already beat him because this guy's team is stupid. It's stupid. But yeah, like, Serial Winner, like, it's like the same thing. It's like, I feel like you haven't beat anyone. You lost to Beyond. Like, you haven't beat anyone. You just now, and it's like, yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. What I do see is, if Rico can find a consistency, his team is good. If Daniel, I just think Daniel's team is Daniel's team is really good. That's the reason why I'm giving it to him, because his team is actually really good, and I can see the vision. The reason why I pointed that out is that I just think that I'm scared that his team could be a little bit too lopsided. I'm scared about that. And it's like you're seeing it again, where it's like, the reason why this is a draw is because your free throw shouldn't be this low, man. Like, make this competitive, or make something, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're beating him almost by double the rebounds. It's not like it's not it's not that deep, that you and it's like Charlie's team is really good at the steals. Really good at steals. You know what I mean? And you're gonna win the blocks. Like, it's already over in the blocks, but is your free field goal percentage gonna stay this high? We don't know, bro. So this is gonna be a tight one. With next season management and co, I don't think they're gonna win this matchup. I said in the beginning video in the beginning of the week yesterday that Chris saves his acquisitions for the weekend, he wins this matchup. Now with Draymond Green injured, I don't see. I think Chris is confident now. He's confident now because now they have a red card. The points is not far off. The reason why they're winning the points even is because Giannis decided to go crazy. So yeah, and then if we look at let's look at week 9. I'm gonna end the video on week 9. So dang, week 9 is gonna be tough. I think I said it before, but this is one of the hardest. This is gonna be, I think, one of me and Charlie's like greatest matchups because we're both in a position. Like usually, Charlie's on the top and I'm like bottom. Or there's been one season where I was at the top and he was top as well. Actually, yeah. But this is the first time where Charlie could potentially be coming into this matchup with 3-5. I'm gonna be 3-5, or he could be 4-4, and I'm gonna be 3-5. And he needs a win to get above 500. I need to win to get closer to 500. So this one's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one because it's basically gonna say that like I think this one is this matchup here is a gatekeeper matchup. Because if Charlie loses to me, it means that my team's the real deal, right? And that means Charlie's like a gatekeeper, like in a sense where it's like his team's not fully there yet. So if you can beat his team, it means that your team is it. You know what I mean? And then if I lose this matchup, I'm gonna have to either sit down and rethink things or just swallow my pride because Charlie's team is really good. Rico's gonna win this easy. London is red versus primetime. This matchup is gonna be essential. If Daniel loses to Charlie and he loses to Chris, he goes from 5 all the way to 8. Because it just shows that Chris gets Tyler Hero back. It just shows that the reason why Chris's team was not performing is because of injuries. I know it's because of injuries, and everyone else that doesn't have recency bias, he knows it's because of injuries. With Daniel's team, it's like, okay, your team is good. Just one adjustment. Malik is going to beat next season. That's just how I see it. I can't see him losing. Unless Anthony Davis gets injured, which he's not going to. So I think Malik is calm. Especially with the Draymond injury now, with the Draymond suspension. And this could be a potential back-to-back losses for next season management and co. Which means you're going to be 4-4. Be dead on 500. Right? What are you going to do about it? I don't think they're going to do anything because they're not going to make trades unless they know they're winning. If they don't know that they've won the trade, they're never going to make the trade. It's that simple. Liverpool is going to go. After this, he's going to have a 6-3 record. I don't see him lose. Actually, John Morant is back, but LaMelo could be back. So this is going to be a tasty matchup. Ja versus LaMelo and Steph. No, it's Embiid and Ja versus LaMelo and Steph. But I still give it to Daniel because I don't expect Ja to do much in his first week. And I actually predict that serial winner is going to come into this 5-3. Cornelius is going to be 3-5, right? Cornelius can win this matchup if he stays active. He has the team to win this matchup if he's active. So Cornelius could potentially go to 4-5, and serial winner can go to 5-4, meaning that he is no longer a top threat. He goes from 2 all the way to 6. And that's what I'm trying to say. And this fantasy is like 2 weeks apart. So a lot of the teams that are at the top right now are only there because of injuries and because other teams have not been complete. I believe these 2 teams are not meant to be here. I think they're meant to be like here. I think Liverpool is meant to be here. Even arguably, I can say he's third best team. Because this is me just speaking as an analyst. His team is bloody good. His team is bloody good and it's bloody balanced. Yeah. He just needs to find players that don't get injured, or he needs to manage his sports scientists better, right? Next season, I think he is a 6, 7. I think he stays here. Vancouver Grizzlies, I think we in the next 2 weeks, it's either you go from 8 and you jump to 4, or you go from 8 and you jump to 6. If you get what I'm trying to say. London is red. It's either Tyler Hero comes back and you go Tyler Hero, Mark Williams, you go from 9 and you just keep climbing all the way to your top 3 again. I don't see this remaining like this, man. And it's not because I'm betting on myself. It's just what I'm seeing. Because Trigger Happy has a better team than Serial Winner. Like, what I'm seeing is things are going to change drastically. Like, Ain't No One Stopping This is going to drop into the 9-10 in the next 2 weeks. I don't know who else. I don't want to say anyone else, but I know Ain't No One Stopping This is dropping into the bottom 2. Next season is going to be very close to the bottom 2 in the next 2 weeks. Right? But I'm going to leave the video here. I feel like a lot of teams need to make changes. Like, Ain't No One Stopping This needs to make some changes. Next season management, I believe, like, you don't need to panic, but your team's not as good as you think it is. The reason why I say it's a great team is because it is a great team, but some pieces need to be moved. But I don't know if... I think that you guys need to go talk to your CEO and have him reevaluate things. That's just my honest opinion. Serial Winner, I believe you need to enter panic mode, my guy. Your team's not good. It's not. And you did the right thing. You took your opportunities and you beat the teams that were faced in front of you. Now your time has come. And you best believe better days are not coming, my guy. So start sending those trade requests. Start sending them. Because you're too lax. Beyond, do your thing. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. But just know, when I come, I'm claiming back my colony. Just know that. Just know that. But yo, it's KCW. You know how we do, baby. Peace.